Hi folks, Stein North here. It's story time with akdriller. I'm a little behind. AK put up another story time, I think it was January 20th, and here it is the 9th of February. Uh, so I'm a little behind. I fell behind on making any videos, so today I'm pounding out videos. I did a VR for Double Gauge. He's got a giveaway going on, and I wanted to support that young man. And then I've been catching up with everybody's videos, trying to hit every one of my subs and trying to see what they've got new up on their sites. It's hard to do. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So anyway, so I'm trying to pound out some videos. I did that VR. I'm doing story time right now, and then I'm doing some videos on some sty stories, and I got to get back on my Live or Die Off the Land series. A lot of things to do. The reason I haven't been getting any videos up in the last week or so is I worked the last 6 out of 7 days. My part-time job turned into a part-time off because I work, like I said, I work 6 out of 7 days. So I've been pretty busy with work. That's going to lessen up, so that'll give me more time to do videos. And as we head into spring, I'll be striking out in the woods, so we'll get some video work done in the great outdoors instead of here in the house. So, story time. AK says this story time is, I learned a lot. And then he says, add what you want at the end of it. So, I learned a lot of what, you know. So, I learned a lot. First thing that came to mind was I learned a lot from life in general. I've had a very, very colorful life. My whole life has involved learning experiences. I learned so much from so many people. I learned so much from so many different circumstances I was placed into. I've learned so much just by going out and getting my hands dirty and learning the hard way. But so I figure I better narrow it down because I've lived a long life and I don't want to make that long of a video. So here we go. I'm going to narrow it down. I learned a lot when I moved my family into the backcountry up in northwestern Montana back in the 1980s. And what I learned, and why I say I learned a lot, was I had always thought that my spouse and my children, that all of us were really a close-knit family, that we depended on each other fully. Nothing came before our family. Well, when we moved up into the backcountry, and mind you, I loved every bit of it. I love the outdoors. There's no getting around it. So here we are in the backcountry, and then the facts of life really started to set in after we were out there for a while. Just the daily routine of getting by in the outback, way out back, it wasn't as, how do I put it? What I learned was that when you're living in the outdoors, off the grid, um, or just closer to the outdoors, and you're not tied up in the trappings of modern society, um, you may think your family is so tight and so close. You put yourself into that situation and you will learn in a hurry that you weren't as close as you thought you were. I learned more about my children, and I learned more about my spouse, and I learned more about myself personally during that period of time in the backcountry. I learned more about my personal life during that period than I did through all the other years. And it was because something about being out in nature allows you to have a clear, more relaxed, open mind, and you can observe and participate with those around you so much more and much better than you do when you're trying just to get by in normal daily society. So I never imagined seeing our family get as bonded and tight as it was during that time in the out in the wilderness. We had some very rough times out there. We had hungry times. We had cold times. We had emergencies. We had one very bad emergency. If you look back at one of my older videos, it's called Tragedy in the Backcountry. You might want to take a look at that. That goes right to this period of time I'm talking about. What we learned about just how unforgiving Mother Nature can be. But I would say, if I'm looking at the whole picture, that period of time is when I really learned a lot. I learned a lot of skills, outdoor skills that I had never applied and practiced before. I learned what it really meant to defend and protect my family. I learned what it was and how important it was to bond with those people that are in your immediate life. So there you go. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from living in the backcountry with my 4 children and, sadly to say, my ex-spouse. But that's it. That's where I'll say that was probably the biggest I learned a lot story. So thanks, AK Driller, for having story time. I hope you do one every month. I think they're great. I'd like you folks out there watching this, jump in, participate, watch AK Driller's channel, catch his story times, do a video, do a story about yourself. Jump in with us. We like this to be like around the campfire. Let's tell some stories. I think it's great. So to AK Driller and to all of you folks out there, this is Stein North saying, you all have a nice day. Bye-bye.